Saw a girl with the Dio video, Dio video. I got this on my mind. Saw a girl with a Dio shirt on, and I flipped out. I'm like, yeah, it's a nice shirt. But she had headphones on. So I don't think she heard me. She just kept walking, listening to Mob Rules, hopefully. So I'm going through the early U2 stuff, just for, you know, sometimes I do this. I'm like, I used to like their old stuff, and that seems so foreign to me now. So I'm just looking through their old stuff, and their old album covers and their single covers, but when they first started, they're really Pedialyte-y. And I saw this cover, and it looks like he's got a tear there, but it's not quite a tear. It's like just like a mark, like a diamond or something. And it made me think about this. This used to be on a sign up on Kuhio near my house. They'd closed that building down. I did a couple of videos on it. I might post one on my community post tab so people can watch it. A lot of videos, like, from, you know, well, the thing is, whenever I get banned, when I come back, my views always drop through the floor. So it's like one of those videos that has a couple dozen views on it, but I think it's pretty, I think it has some stuff in there that would be of interest to some people. So I'm gonna post it on my community tab. But anyway, that is exactly, or it looks exactly like, to me, this thing right here. Like this sign looks like a crying child, but, you know, when you get close to it, you see it's more like a little diamond. It's the same fucking thing. Now, U2 was saying that the first place they caught on was gay clubs, because they like the album art. And a lot of lyrics, too, is about budding sexuality. And a lot of those lyrics are very, I don't know, boy meets man in the shadows. For what? There's a lot of stuff like that. And Bono was saying, well, it's about, you know, adolescence and becoming men, which they keep doing over and over again. In fact, songs of experience and songs of innocence, it's the same thing. So it's a theme they like. I don't know if they want that Pedialyte pop, but they certainly get it. So their early singles and the early albums, like Boy and War, they have the, you know, they're kind of uncomfortable. In fact, their first album, Boy, in the U.S., when they released it here, they're like, no, we can't put this out like this. And they gave it a different cover. It's cool, Sasher. Kala. So yeah, it's weird, like, because I've always got vibes like that from it, but then seeing this thing matching up exactly with this thing, there's something going on there. And that building too, where that sign is from, I'll put the video, like I said, I'll put the videos up on my community post tab so you can check it out yourself. This area is kind of known for that, for the moving of people. And I have like maybe a half a dozen videos about that subject here, talking about what I've seen pertaining to that. Weird buildings. I mean, it's a tourist spot, right? You get 10 million people coming through here every year. It's just a great place for farming, and the Chinese have a good hold on this island, and they're the masters of organ trade, you know. And then you put it together, you have two businesses running there, human trafficking, and that also goes along with or the organ trade. This is all allegedly, of course. I don't know. I'm just some skits-out in my neighborhood, walking around talking into a phone. Don't ban me, bros. You know, because could be hearsay. You know, it probably is, right? But there's interesting connections anyway that I've made living here and just seeing things, you know. But yeah, this one, it really startled me when I saw it, because it's the exact same thing. I mean, if you look at it, it's the same, like, it looks like a tear, but it's not. It's a diamond or a marking. It's in the exact same spot. Kind of weird, you know? There was some other stuff I found going through my old videos too, where what was the other one I thought was kind of interesting? I'm gonna start putting them up on my community tab. I'm gonna put a couple up a day, because like I'd be getting, you know, a fair amount from me, you know, like 60, 70, 100 views, and then when I get banned for like a couple months later, it's like 18, 22, you know, no one sees them. And a lot of times too, unfortunately, in my stupid mind, I don't really go into some of these things again, because I feel like, oh, I've already talked about that. I don't have to discuss that again. Or I'm afraid of, you know, repeating myself all the time. But there's a lot of stuff that people haven't seen. I mean, before I did the Great Delete a few months ago, I had like 1,000 videos. It's a lot of videos in fucking 2 years. I just have to stop because I can't walk that slow. So I just get frustrated behind those two. A lot of people, like, they don't realize there's more than them out here. Like, people move around here as if they're the only ones here. You know, I'll let all these people deal with them. That's a Grateful Dead thing in the window there. I don't know if you can see it now. Probably can't. But the other night I was coming by here and I pointed out the Grateful Dead thing in the window. And as I was talking about them and their connections to the Tavistock Institute and all that bullshit, a guy walking right in front of me had a Grateful Dead t-shirt on. It's a bona fide synchronicity. I requested Carl come out for that, and he didn't have much to say. Used to, I don't know, I think there's maybe something wrong with him, because he used to not be able to shut him up. Now he comes out and he's like, yeah, that was synchronicity. And then he just kind of fucks off. I don't know. It could be because I'm getting lazier with my editing, but I don't think it's that at all. I mean, Carl's got a mind of his own. You know, I'm not the boss of him, you know? I'm not the boss of any of those guys. If I was, I'd fire them all. Then we wouldn't have to deal with anyone anymore. Coming up here on the healing stones, on our left, supposedly have magical healing powers brought here by some, not, what do you call that? People that didn't have sex organs, so they were men and female. I forget what they refer to them as exactly. But they put their magic into those stones to heal people. And so because of that, they have them locked up and you can't possibly reach them or touch them. No one's allowed to touch them. You know, because hey, we don't know. I mean, maybe they do heal people. They probably do, and that's why they don't want people they don't want people to heal themselves in the stones. But the weird thing is with those things, I've done videos on that too, they fucking hid them for years. They hid them away. Was it in Schofield's backyard? It was one of those, guys that, blood, that for some reason the Hawaiians aren't mad at. It's kind of weird, like you hate Hollies, right? No one's yelling about the Hollies. But then they name all the streets after them and they put their flag in their flag, and it's fucking weird. I don't know. Every time I delve more into their history, it just becomes more confusing and a little bit more depressing. Especially as an Irishman, you know? It's like I see the way they've handled the British and the way, you know, my people handle the British. Of course I wasn't there. I'm not saying, you know, but they are my people. And I do know a lot of them who are affected by it. And, you know, I've had friends that had friends blown up right beside them playing video games, you know? It's kind of crazy. But they weren't having it. They were just like, no, fuck you. You're not taking an island. These guys here were like, oh yeah, how's that flag look? You know, it's like, what the fuck was that all about? Every time I think I crack that nut, you know, I haven't. Something else comes up. Like Kamehameha, I used to always imagine that all the stuff that went down after he was gone. You know, he brought the islands together because the islands are fighting all the time. They were just like fighting themselves. Come on, I gotta get out. they're fighting themselves constantly. You know, warriors from one would go over to the other, and you know, whatever. So by bringing the islands together, he stopped all that, but it also got rid of their warriors. And then 100 years later, they'd lose the islands. You know, and I always thought, well, that's kind of, you know, weird. Well, obviously it was meant to be that way, but I didn't think Kamehameha had a hand in it. But yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He knew all about it. It's a fucking weird history. Like, if you ever very interested, it's very, very interesting. It's an onion that just you peel it, you peel it, you peel it, you peel it, and it's never fucking good news. I used to have like a policy here where it's like, it's not my people, not my land. I'm not going to talk about it. But then I started learning more about it, and I'm like, oh, these fucking guys, come on, you know, why? And it makes even less sense that they drive around yelling at tourists. It's like, well, if the tourists were all gone, what would you do? Would you make a deal with Matson? Right. No. You know, I remember one day when we had a storm warning type thing, and Matson was afraid to come in. The very next day, they had armed guards at the fucking lawns up here to keep people from just monging the store. This ABC up here had a line going right into the park. So yeah, we kind of need Matson. I mean, I don't know what they would expect. It's all silly. It's all stupid. They don't mean any of it anyway. It sucks. It's like the beast just takes what it wants, you know. And it's not. And if it's anybody's fault, it's the bankers, man. And the bankers are not white. So, but that's the old trick, right? You get a guy with the same color skin. He does all the evil shit, right? But he himself isn't really white. And he's like, yeah, you know, us white people, we're pretty evil, huh? I'm sorry we did that to you, but manifest destiny. And it's like, oh, fuck you. And meanwhile, he instigated the whole thing. And then he starts the fucking bar fight. And he slips out through the back door. That's a good metaphor for what's going on here with this country. I mean, it's all coming down. And they're just going to slip out the back, you know, with all the chips. It was meant to be that way. This country is meant to collapse in the same way 311 was an inside job. This was just, it's a proxy state for their state over there. And it was meant to have a lifespan. They use it to squeeze all the resources out of it, and then it collapses. It's just, and now we're in the collapse phase. So it's all right though. It has to come down. Like it all has to collapse. You know, it's looking at a thread on the board today where someone's like, you know, black pill with a picture of Murdoch. Like, oh, it's over, man. I wasn't Murdoch. It was just fucking what, you know. I forget. Words escape my mind. Who's the guy? Who's the white guy? Whatever. And they were saying, yeah, it's over, man. You know, these people won, this and that. And it's like, that good. It had to happen. It has to go that way. It all has to come down. You know, there is no restructuring or rebuilding. That's not how it's going to be. It would never work. You can't build anything from this corrupted, poisonous fucking system they have here. If we had the right people in charge. No. The whole setup itself is flawed. There's no way. You can't, you know, the soil is bad. You can't grow anything with it, you know. But people don't like to hear that because they're comfortable, you know what I mean? They're gonna start getting less comfortable heading towards 2030. I don't mean to sound like call for an uprising or anything. You and your family have already dead. You have already dead, and you have already not known it. This is a call for an uprising. All right, I'm gonna wander on home now. Just want to get some of the beach because I'm not up there too often during the day. because it's usually too much madness, but it wasn't too bad today. Nice little walk. I'll be back later once the sun goes down. Haven't been doing well with the demon spotting, man. It's like, and you know what? I think I know why. I watched this video from this other guy that was explaining that even though they're incorporeal, you know, they can no longer manifest, they can't take people over anymore, I guess, at this point, for whatever reason. He's explaining it with a large pegboard. And I don't know. I mean, who knows? But all I know is I haven't had an incident or an experience with one of those things since the one that blew me off a couple blocks down there during the day. And that's kind of unusual. You know, usually by now, it's been months. Usually went into something, even like a little one, or even someone that could see that has one in them. But yeah, nothing. It's been nothing. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It remains to be seen. Till then, don't blame the teacher. Blame the school.